Today on Ask the First Selectman, we're talking about traffic and safety in town. One of our viewers writes, why are the speed limits for the elementary school zones not consistent? It used to be 25 miles an hour in a school zone, but in Darien it varies from 35 to 25 miles an hour. All the elementary schools are in state roads, and is that a factor? Any input on that one?
Great question. So, when you see inconsistency in traffic rules, it's really mostly the result of a study that's been done of that area. So, for example, they don't make decisions about signage, speed limits, where to put crosswalks, any of that without doing a careful study to say, all right, what makes sense? And can we make that decision based on a set of established criteria for doing so? And I can say unequivocally in all cases, that's what they've done with these roads around schools. And so, because they're on state roads, any kind of change that we make on any of those roads, whether it's speed limits, signage, bollards for crosswalks, installing a crosswalk, changing signals, any of that actually has to be done by the state rather than the municipality. And so if something comes up, for example, that we see something that's a safety issue, we could certainly petition the state for making a change in, say, a school zone or actually in the speed limit on any state road in town. But ultimately, the state is very, very clear that they have jurisdiction over state roads, and that's that. I would say in these cases, if the speed limits are inconsistent, it's probably because of the way the road is shaped. In other words, whether it's straight or curved, whether it's near an intersection, whether there are in fact sidewalks on the road where you're going to have, say, a concentration of pedestrians. In areas where you don't have those things, the speed limits are going to be different. But I do know that every time they do adopt a speed limit, it is based on a set of evaluative criteria that they use in reviewing a particular area and then establishing what speed limits to put in place. And as I said before, that also applies to signage, warnings. Anytime you have a spot that's got, for example, say a flashing speed limit sign, I don't know that we have many of those here, but there are certainly some in Stamford. All of that was put in place based on a criteria-driven study that was conducted for that particular area.
If you have a question for our first selectman, send it along to us. We will be glad to ask it on your behalf. Our email address is dariantv@darienct.gov.